Good morning, my dear SSB aspirants. Today I am going to tell you the very most important part of interview SSB interview basically. So I am going to tell you obvious questions or very much expected questions relating to armed forces in your SSB interview. So why I am telling you this? Because this is the one of the part which you can go prepared and do good in your interview, in your SSB interview test. So basically I am going to give you a particular questions which you need to prepare beforehand going for SSB. Let us start this video. The first question comes as a preparation for interview relating to armed forces knowledge. The first question is Indian Armed Forces commands and headquarters. So basically you must be knowing that what are the Indian Armed Forces commands and headquarters, and this armed forces does not mean only army, this means Navy as well as Air Force. So you can't miss any of the branches of this armed forces respecting their commands and headquarters. Now let's go for the next thing. Regiments, battalion and weapon of the Indian Armed Forces. These all things you must also be knowing, that what regiment, how many regiments they have, battalions, what are these, weapons of the Indian Armed Forces. So basically weapons does not mean only and only guns and ammunition. It also means as a fighter aircraft, fighter jets, tanks and ships, marines, submarines and all those things. So do not be in the notion that weapons only means missiles and arms and ammunitions. No, it means the whole defense system, and you should be knowing that what Indian Air Force, Armed Forces and Navy is having as a defense mechanism in their particular branches. Now the next question is, do you know what the term defense indigenizations tends to mean? So you have to know the meaning of what is defense indigenizations and get the example as well to suffice your answer very well. Know the history. History part is also very important from the perspective of knowing about the institutions, because without knowing history you cannot know the past and you know the present and the future of any of the institution. Let's move forward. The next question is, what are various wings of the Indian Armed Forces? So you also have to know the wings of the armed forces, know the difference between regiments, battalion, then commands, headquarters. So wings is also a thing, and this is different. You have to make a list and prepare it thoroughly. The next question is background of Indian Army, Air Force and Navy. Definitely this is a very short questions which you all must know, that what is the background of Indian Armed Forces, Navy, Air Force, because as I have told you, background knowledge is very important from the perspective of telling the assessor that yes, you are determined for entering into this institution. The next thing is rationale for the creation of CDS. So basically CDS is into the news. Chief of Defence Staff has been nowadays we see that this is in a question that who will be our next CDS. What is the rationale for creating this particular CDS wing, CDS branch? What was the perspective of, how did it achieved a good perspective by after creation of this CDS wing? So all this thing you have to know. What is the criterion of choosing somebody, some officer as to make them the CDS officer? Okay. The next thing is important days related to Indian Armed Forces. This is also very important. When is the Kargil Day? When is the Victory Day? When is the Army Day? When is the Navy Day? When is the Air Force Day? All things you must be knowing. The next thing is interpreted theatre command. Integrated theatre command. So basically you should know what is theatre command, and integrated theatre command, why do we call it, where it is located, what is the perspective of making integrated theatre command. So defense aspirants, this was my video to tell you and to make you prepare about few of the questions which you definitely can handle in interview, because you will be prepared for these questions. So I hope this video is going to help you a lot from the perspective of preparing for SSB interview. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, because that is the way of motivation I get in terms of your likes. So I hope you all will be benefited from this video. Till the time, everybody, Jai Hind.